Hey, what's up, world? It's your boy Benny Pitts, a.k.a. Little Daddy, a.k.a. Little Nasty, and welcome to the Unapologetic Podcast. Jarreau, go ahead and introduce yourself to the good people.
What up? I'm Jarreau, Barstool Podcast, however that goes, with Jarreau.
A.k.a. Stage Killer. A.k.a. I Fear Nobody.
A.k.a. I look ridiculous in this dad hat, but it's born winter, so I'm rocking it.
A.k.a. you look like a dad in a dad hat. Go ahead.
Hey, it's William here, Mr. Born Winner.
No AKAs?
Nah, no AKA.
A.k.a. Youth Pastor.
I mean, William, a.k.a. Mr. Born Winner.
Okay. Go ahead, the lady of the group.
Ow. I'm not much of a lady, but I am all woman. I am Patrice DeVoe, a.k.a. But Is She Funny, a.k.a. Virginia Slim, a.k.a. But I'm Around, a.k.a. Bitch Try Me Not. Sorry.
Oh, damn. Speaking of trying people, how's y'all week? I want to say that. How's everybody week? Everybody good?
Try me, ho, H-E.
I feel sorry for the hoe that's trying you. Everybody week good? How everybody feeling today? We straight?
Definitely a good week, man. I had a good birthday.
Oh, yeah. Shouts out to Born Winner. Touch a little bit on your birthday show a little bit.
Shout out to y'all, man. Y'all came through and killed everything. You know what I'm saying? We had a comedy show. And,
I killed, all right. Killed my self-esteem. Hey, players fuck up too. Players fuck up too. Hey, that's what.
Crazy.
What's up?
The way you talk about it, it's like you didn't get no laughs. You got laughs, but it just wasn't your.
Yeah. No,
I wasn't there. I had
yes,
another
you
show.
was,
I was
nigga.
double booked. I only saw the first 3 minutes of your set, and so I don't know.
No, but I'm saying,
I heard about it though.
As if you didn't get no laugh, like it was just silence. It wasn't that.
It wasn't Benny Pitts, and you know, players fuck up. I'm crash and burn.
Nature of the game.
I feel bad.
Man.
I'm not even gonna apologize. This is unapologetic. I fucked up, nigga. What's
Hey, I'm the birthday boy. I wasn't mad.
There you go.
Poncho was. Poncho people. Poncho people.
Don't you
If
say
this was smoking and joking, I would apologize, but it's unapologetic, so I can't say shit. Speaking of being unapologetic, I wanna put about the topic that I wanted to present today. It's something that's been on my mind lately. All of us as entertainers, all of us are entrepreneurs, all of us are like self-employed, all of us are just pursuing something. And it's funny that we mentioned his birthday show and me not doing so good. I wanted to throw something, and it's not just because of that, just something I've been thinking about.
Nigga, get to the fucking point.
I'm getting to the point, nigga. I'm waiting for our sponsors to kick in. That might take up the whole 40 minutes. It's today's society with social media, Twitter, blogging, all that. How do you separate criticism from just people being critics, like trollers and a lot of things? And the reason I said this is I've been watching what's been going on with Jay-Z. We're going to touch into that for a little bit. What's been going on with Kaepernick, same thing with Jay-Z, R. Kelly situation, the Bill Cosby. I actually watched the old Bow Wow, not old, about a year old of a Breakfast Club interview, and he was just talking about how they troll him so much and just people with
Bow Wow trolls himself, but okay.
Yeah.
I
Well,
just needed to put...
the reason I say criticism and critics, so the new Marlon Wayans movie just came out. And I'm a Marlon Wayans fan.
I haven't seen it. The sextuplets?
The sextuplet. Amazing. I watched it on some real Eddie Murphy shit. So I watched the movie, but before I watched it, I was like, this shit gonna be corny as fuck. Marlon trying to, he probably trying to think he on some Eddie Murphy. Before I even watched it, I didn't give it a chance. That's what I mean. And I love Marlon Wayans, and I'm a fan. So if I'm being that harsh on him, imagine the people that's the trollers, the critics. Everybody on Instagram is a mother critic. You already know, motherfucking critic. So I watched the movie, and without having like this, just giving it a chance, just watching it, just giving it like a real chance, I was like, damn. He wrote, produced, directed this, did all this, played 7 different characters. This shit is amazing. And I guess another reason this topic came from is I was watching his Breakfast Club interview, and Charlamagne was asking him a little bit, like, how do you deal with the critics? And he's like, I don't give a fuck. People can say what they want to say, this and that. He said, everybody's a critic. And he said, I try to take criticism as like a grain of salt. I listen to it, but I don't take heed of it. I kind of just go with my gut. Yeah. And all of us being entertainers and with social media, like you might put up, let's just say you put up a social media post as you trying to do skits or whatever, you put something up, you're going to have more probably, let's just say you have 10 comments, 8 positive, but you have the 2 negatives. You're going to go pay more attention to the 2 negatives than the 2. I'm not saying you would do that, but most people, but the average person would. So how do you block out the criticism and the critics? Because you still need to be criticized. But today age with all the social media and everybody a critic, like the stuff that's going on with Jay-Z in our culture, because I feel like in a way, we say, oh, we support, but we really don't. In a sense, I don't know. Am I just rambling? Is it kind of making sense? How do you?
No, I get it.
I could say this, like as far as the entertainment thing goes, like music criticism and comedy criticism is 2 different criticisms.
2 different things. Okay.
I could, I just did a comedy and music show this Saturday, and those 2 worlds, and I've been part of both of those worlds, so I can tell you when you're doing music, if people don't like your music, they could just be like, yeah, it's pretty good, man. It's easier to lie.
Right.
But motherfuckers ain't about to
You can't fake a laugh.
Yeah, you can, but it's easily identifiable. You know what I mean? Right. Like, if you ain't really making them laugh, you just not making them laugh. They're not gonna be like, oh, those were good jokes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the evidence is much more honest, and so
it's raw. It's raw.
Yeah, and so with that, it's I think it's more that you could take heed to in comedy than in other stuff.
Not just comedy. I'm speaking on just on.
Nigga, you done had your 7 minutes. No, I
just want to say this. Okay, I'm just a real quick thought on y'all thoughts on the Jay-Z thing with Jay-Z coming to the NFL and the backlash that he's getting is so crazy to me. It's like everybody's so negative, like, oh, he's a sellout.
It's so annoying.
He's a this.
It's so annoying.
But I feel like this. For all the stuff Jay-Z has done for our community and our society now, why would he go to the NFL to bring us down or to sell? He has a plan. They didn't even let the man come through and finish what the plan.
Any job give you 90 days. Like, you know what I'm saying? Any job give you at least a 90-day trial period. Can we give whole 90 fucking days?
I feel like when I say critics and criticism, I feel like that people criticize you just to have something to say. So when do you know it's like, I should take this in, or does it? You know what I'm saying? The criticism.
But do you think anybody that really has plans and executes them the way they're supposed to is on there saying he's this, that, and the other?
That's true.
The people that are saying that, they never carry.
They're on the couch.
Yeah.
They not doing shit. But this man literally, when a lot of rappers was getting like, I'm gonna go William. I know you. I see you eager. No. This man has helped out the community in so many different ways. And then when he say, I think as a community, just our society, we hang on stupid shit. Like when it was like, what you think about Daniil? And he was like, well, that's so much of a thing of the past. Let's move forward. And they were like, oh, he's selling out. He with the white man. But to change, you have to sit at that table. If that makes sense.
Anybody that says that doesn't even know what the meal was about in the first place.
Yeah.
They really concentrating on the meal.
I guess, like, how do you, and then a person as big as Jay-Z, some shit get to him. I know a lot of shit don't. But it's like, how do you know what I'm saying, deal with the critics and the criticism and still move forward for a greater good or better tomorrow?
Well,
go ahead,
before I say what I'm going to say.
Well, I think first of all, I don't look at everybody as critics. You know, I just feel like everybody has an opinion.
Yeah.
You know, and then for me personally, I can't speak for anybody else. For me personally, I don't value everybody's opinion.
Hello.
You know? So if I value your opinion, then I'm maybe willing to take heed to what you're saying if it's coming from a professional place.
That's dope.
Because if you have a professional critic versus an opinion, you know, because a professional critic will come with not just the critic, but it'll come with, not just the opinion, but it'll come with the solution.
And the facts.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like it comes with more than just the criticism. You know, so I'm careful not to value other people's opinion. Plus, you got to think, people like a Jay-Z, people like any game changers in this day and time. Like, they're not on social media listening to these critics.
They're
you know
not.
what I'm saying? Like, they don't know it until somebody say, hey, man, you see what the people saying? No, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't know.
Go to Sean Carter's Twitter and see how many fucking tweets he has. I mean, I promise you, these motherfuckers are not giving a goddamn
He said, I don't waste my time on
any
social
of
media.
your
He said that
thoughts,
on Instagram.
feelings, or
It's
opinions.
filled with people who just have opinions
Time.
and nothing but time to voice their opinions. And this is like,
Right.
dude, if you sit online long enough, you'll be depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you stay online,
If you stay online long enough, damn, bro.
You said time so many
What-
just now. Time.
one of the things I try to focus on is being my biggest critic.
Right.
Like, I criticize myself harder than
There you
anybody else could. So I'm pretty sure somebody as smart as a Jay-Z probably already thought about what people would think before he even decided to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Can I say this? People were saying stupid shit like, oh, why he ain't talked to Kaepernick yet? Like, Kaepernick is his dad. Like, he got to console with Kaepernick before he make a big business move. Like, but the people that's talking all this shit about Jay and this, or what goes on and where we are now, social media gave everybody a voice, which is a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah.
So, which is a good
It's
thing.
not a bad thing at all.
You don't think so?
No. It's
It's
a
not
bad thing.
Here's the thing. The reality is, you got two people in the world.
Uh-huh.
Jay-Z, right? We're
Yep.
going to classify him as a producer.
Yeah.
Then you have consumers.
Yeah.
Okay? If producers spent their time worrying about what the consumers were saying, just not I ain't gonna say like what they say don't matter, because reviews and stuff like that
definitely.
helps to make businesses better. However, there's a group of opinions that you really have to ignore as a producer.
Right.
And just because somebody has a problem with you as a producer don't mean you stop producing.
Right.
Because there'll always be consumers. And there's more consumers than there are producers.
What, like I was saying, I'm gonna let you go. I said
listen, it's fine.
this. I'm a Marlon Wayans fan, and I already looked at the movie, didn't know nothing about the movie, but I just looked at it like, oh, Marlon playing a bunch of guys. This shit gonna be corny. I didn't even give it a chance before I rewatched it until I watched it, and was like, wow, this is genius. We haven't seen this since like Coming to America. No, I'm not saying it's not on that level, but for a man to single-handedly put a movie like that together, that's fucking genius. But us as critics, we never put ourselves in the space of that person. Like you said, the producer.
Right.
We never put ourselves in the space of what is Jay-Z trying to do by going to the NFL. Maybe he's trying to change some things. Well, if you want to get the world right, or if you want to get in politics, what do you have to do? Become a politician. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, the lady in the room.
The lady in the room.
Miss Patrice.
I want to go on record again and say I may not be a lady, but I'm all woman. Okay, I'm not a lady. This is no disrespect to any of the educators. I have an extreme amount of respect for our education system outside of the politics of it. But those who can't do, teach. And those who can't create, criticize. Like, you listen here. You will have a motherfucker that can never do anything that Gordon Ramsay does in the kitchen, critiquing his food and his restaurant. So, piggybacking off what Will said, I do feel like, you accept wise counsel. You hear those voices that matter. And to be honest, a lot of you motherfuckers don't matter. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, we appreciate you tuning in here to the Unapologetic
Hit the subscribe
Podcast.
button. Before you don't matter, hit the
Not y'all.
subscribe button.
Don't cost nothing to hit that button.
We can use your non-opinion ass finger.
Nobody afraid to drop
And even if it's bad comments, drop the bad comments.
hit a dislike, whatever.
If you don't like Jarreau hat, just let us know.
But let's be for
That's
real.
hilarious.
Like, a lot of,
Like, okay, you know what, Patrice, and I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm gonna throw it back to you. You know what I hate about our culture? I love us, but I hate about our culture. We boycotted Gucci for 3 weeks.
3 days.
Nigga, the celebrities are saying boycott
Some of them
Gucci.
ain't doing it all.
Some of them didn't do it at all. And united we stand, divided we fall. We don't stand for nothing. And that's the truth. We say, how you gonna say boycott Gucci and not Fendi, Prada, Ralph Lauren, who is clearly racist. Like all these, if you're gonna boycott one, you have to boycott all of them. And I love T.I. Thank you, T.I., for letting me be in your music video in 2010. I appreciate that. But T.I. was like, yeah, home, goddamn, we gonna boycott Gucci for 3 months. What the fuck is 3 months gonna do?
Their quarter is gonna be just fine. Listen, their quarter is gonna be just fine.
It take 90 days to lose a job. If we boycott it, first of all, a lot of these niggas ain't wearing real Gucci anyway. And so they've been boycotting Gucci.
Boycott the Chinese. Boycott the flea market.
So we boycotting the flea market?
No,
First of all, there's enough racist people where if we boycotted anything, they could be like, oh, we're going to spend our dollars there just to make sure they don't starve.
But what I say about this, with all the criticism, if we're going to stand on something, let's stand on it. A lot of people say boycott the NFL. Nobody didn't boycott the NFL. They stopped watching it. Well, you did. But as a whole, niggas stopped watching the football for like 2 weeks. I remember after 2 weeks, they was on there like, shit, bro. How long we supposed to goddamn boycott this shit, bro? The goddamn Falcons playing. So it's like, we always, the first one to try to tear our leaders down and be like, boycott this, then we don't stand on it. Right. I'm saying let's stand on that, and that's what hates me about critics. A lot of people, I feel like, they're not criticizing so you could be the best version of you. They're just criticizing you just to have something. It's kind of like hate mail.
I just can't stand how people don't keep the same goddamn energy. Like,
thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my whole thing. Okay, you want to cancel so-and-so that's a celebrity, and that's fine. You know, but then if you was to find out that somebody, your boss at your job, got away with some shit, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe they a woman beater. You are not finna put in your 2-week notice, ho, and be like, I'm gonna go get a new job. I'm canceling this job because my boss ain't shit. No, you got a mortgage. You got a rent to pay. You got you know what I'm saying? Like car note, kids to take care of. Like, y'all don't keep the same fucking energy. It's like, it's easy to cancel and be fake outraged about shit when you don't have nothing to lose. When you don't have nothing to lose, it's nothing on the line. Sure, you can be a vigilante. You can, you know what I'm saying, like, be out here for the crusade. But when it's really some shit that's on the line, are you really gonna stand in the paint on that same energy? You're not.
I'm agreeing with you 100%. We'll boycott Jay-Z, and I think Jay-Z has a plan with going into the NFL and everything.
There will be no Hov slander in my fucking presence. No, just be clear.
Not the greatest rapper alive. Not the greatest rapper. Trust me. No, they were saying he's a sellout on this and that. But we'll say that out about Jay-Z. People still listen to R. Kelly. He was pissing on little girls.
I do.
And I love R. Kelly. I still listen to R. Kelly.
I still listen to R. Kelly.
But I'm saying,
I'm not gonna write them letters in jail or nothing.
If we're gonna say boycott one thing, let's boycott everything bad. Everything bad. You know what I'm saying?
It's selective outrage.
It's a thank you. We're saying boycott Gucci, and this nigga said boycott Gucci for 3 months. So in 3 months, niggas, we can come back wearing this shit. But for the next 3 months, you think Gucci gives a fuck?
Well, we're doing great right now. Sorry.
I just feel like it's hypocritical, and that's why I guess with the topic, I'm saying with the critics and the criticism, you can't feed into none of that bullshit.
I just want to go on record and say my block list is popping. Like, my block list is popping. Shout out to Rico Nasty. Like, I will get you the fuck out of here. Like, listen, if you want to go on your platform, wherever you put in your username and fucking password and talk shit, by all means, that's what it's here for. That's where you can be a critic. That's where you can voice your goddamn opinion. When you stroll on over to But Is She Funny Land and think that you're going to have a voice over here, this is not a motherfucking democratic republic, all right? This is not a democracy. It's totalitarianism rule over this bitch. Nigga, I can spell it, but we on a time constraint.
She used 3 words in one. Totalitarian. Nigga, I have never heard that in all my years.
This is what happened when you homeschool your children and you ain't got a fucking GED. This is what happens. This is
all my years of online school. I've never heard that word. I have a doctorate in Everest.
So that's how the original question was, how do you block out the critics? You literally block them, because if you can't if you can't access me via my telephone number, my direct line, call the crib, same number, same hood, it's all good. If you can't do that, you know what I'm saying? If you can't approach me as in real life as a human being, then this is the hierarchy of how the fuck you don't matter.
Wouldn't you want to know, like, what is your work? What is the people out there saying about your work? Wouldn't you still want to know? You still want to know what the people say. I mean, so you got to kind of take the good with the bad.
Here's one of the things that I've heard one of my favorite motivational speakers say, Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher. He says that some people aren't successful because they're too busy Googling themselves. So you're so busy trying to track your results to success that you're not working towards success. If you're so busy working toward where you're trying to go, you don't have time to even hear those voices. And that's why those big people are able to do what they do without a care in the world, just because, like, dude, like, you're not, why would I stop to hear what you have to say? That's going to stop me from accomplishing what I need to accomplish. Is this going to make me money? Is me hearing what these people saying going to make me money?
I heard of one guy say, Jay-Z,
add value to my life, not even just make money.
Partnering up with the NFL is just like, is the same thing like when Kanye went to Donald Trump. I know you fucking niggas is out here saying anything.
You ever play sports?
I played a little, not in high school. I played a little flag football after high school.
All right.
Basketball.
Yeah, don't, just because of my size, don't look at me like that. I played sport. He said,
"You stupid."
And went to Patrice.
My point is this: when you, I assume if you play long enough, I'm sure we've all had big moments in sports at some point on a scale, right?
Okay.
But whether you do well or not in that big moment, you know, because you're always going to make it. Sometimes you're going to miss. Sometimes you're going to pass. Sometimes you're going to fail. But you know if you gave it your best.
Yep.
But in sports, almost as much as anything, you got these motherfuckers that never played anything ever.
Right.
Hello.
Ass, and they don't understand. Oh, he's Skip. Oh, he don't got nothing. He doesn't have any clutch gene. He doesn't know. He got scared in the big moment. What the fuck do you know about the big moment? You know what I'm saying? Like, your big
moment was buying a PlayStation 3, nigga.
Exactly. But I'm saying, but you as a person, when you were in that moment and everybody was watching you and you did well or you didn't, no matter what it is, everybody got this shit to say about how you felt, what you was thinking in that moment. How the fuck do they know?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
One thing, Patrice, you told me is so good that I still use to this day. I think you performed somewhere, and I was like, damn, Patrice. I was like, you used a different set. That was amazing to me. Because I always tell you, I admire your writing ability. And you was like, Benny, you kind of got to take the highs with the lows, kind of with the same thing.
Oh, don't get too high on the highs,
get too high,
and don't get too low on the lows.
Because it's like, you never know how that dice gonna roll. Like, LeBron is the greatest player of art of this time, of this millennial generation. Mm-hmm. But everybody has so much shit to say about this man. This man's career has been phenomenal.
He's a real life monster. And if you're somebody who grew up on Space Jam, when you look at LeBron James, it's like, oh shit, this is a monster. Like, physically, just the shit that he has done, like, it's nothing to take away from Michael Jordan. Yeah. But they're
of this time.
But the people that have never done shit, they do feel like that, and that's why they talk so bad.
Because he had a bad fourth quarter.
No, but they really is because so many people have compared him to Michael Jordan. Yeah. The people that love Michael Jordan, they take every opportunity to.
Michael Jordan did amazing things. He was 6'1". Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Michael Jordan is an entity in himself just because of his size and stature alone. The shit that he did, he could fly. He definitely could. But
LeBron James.
Listen, LeBron James.
I saw Lil Wayne on ESPN this morning. LeBron James. I saw Lil Wayne this morning on ESPN. So he said, LeBron is the GOAT. And the guy said, better than Michael Jordan? He said, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about today, in this era right now, LeBron, the GOAT. I don't want to hear nothing else. He said, okay.
Savannah's
He said, Like Jordan had his time. He said Jordan is not playing today. But he said, but what about his injury and this and that? He said that's what makes him right.
He did game 7 with the flu. Hallelujah. But LeBron James.
GOAT doesn't mean all time.
Yeah.
So you can't
I mean, Lil Wayne, he had something. He had a
all time of today.
He had a double cup. It was probably a little stuff in his cup.
Listen here. Listen, we ain't gonna get off into that tangent. We ain't gonna get into that tangent. But back to critics, like you said.
How do somebody on that level? Okay, we might go through what we do. We out performing. We doing shows. We doing open mics. We doing whatever we're doing. And you know, sometimes it gets to us when little people say certain things or the highs and the lows. How do a person at LeBron James level, when you got billions of people watching you, what you think that mindset is like to know criticism?
Some people is fuel. Some people criticism is fuel.
I don't think at that level. I don't think you really listening to all that.
I tell people all the time. I'm like Magneto. Like the best thing you could do if you really want to kind of like neutralize me is to leave me the fuck alone. Like honestly, some people take negative energy and do alchemy. And now, you know,
you ain't here just.
Oh, Benny wants to do a kill of the fucking beat. Alchemy. ALCHEMY. Alchemy.
Hey, Google
Look it up.
No, I'm just joking.
But what I'm saying is, some people know how to take negative energy and that they absorb it and it only makes them stronger. So if you're that person, then critics and negative energy and shit like that is actually a plus for you. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes you don't get the cables. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit put the cables to you. That put a fire up under you.
Positive
when a motherfucker,
and a negative. That's what, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like a fucking car can't run on just positive energy. You have to have negative and positive charge in order for your car to run.
Damn, that's real.
That's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? If you can take criticism from wherever it comes from, whether it's your Twitter page, your family, your friends, whoever, peers, if you can take that criticism and decide that I'm gonna do something valuable with it, then fantastic, roll with it. But if you are one of those people who really internalize criticism and because you are maybe subconsciously living for the approval or the others, you know, the applause of others, then it's gonna crush you. It's gonna crush your spirit.
How do you think you would deal with having your own personal Skip Bayless, like somebody that basically made a career completely off of coming off criticizing every show you do, you know what I mean? Like
every morning they wake up and talk about LeBron.
Well,
he's making millions about talking about.
How do you think you would handle that, knowing that person's out there and they're making a career off of criticizing you always?
For me,
that
I don't
you
know.
Made
maybe
it.
I was gonna say like maybe
it.
my ego, maybe my fucking narcissism.
You're making millions off of just criticizing who I am.
You keeping me relevant, like you dream about me at night, bitch. You fucking wake up with me on your tongue. You can't exist without me.
I didn't know that.
You know what I'm saying? When you fucking your man or your girl, you thinking about me like I'm just saying, like the idea of being in somebody's head like that, being somebody's obsession like that is kind of fucking cool.
Where are you going for this? Well, I'm gonna say this.
2 minutes.
The reason I use entertainment because we're all in entertainment, and I think in entertainment we kind of live in a glass house. Like everything we do, even on a small level, on a big level, is kind of like broadcast. When you fuck up, it's broadcast. When you do great, it's broadcast. So how do you not? You know what I'm saying? How do you separate critics and the criticism? Because you mean criticism, but how do you separate that with the people's opinion? And I go back to what you said. And I'm just kind of bringing it in for a second. What you said it's about those opinions and ones that matter, and that actually spoke out to me. And you was like, that stuck out to me was you said you block them out. And what you said that spoke out to me is a lot of people that's saying shit never did the shit anyway.
That was my point about bringing in the sports was when you say how do you about the criticism, a lot of times you already know. You know. You don't need somebody to tell you if you choked or not.
If you do self-inventory, if you self-aware,
and you couldn't concentrate.
Right.
You know if you did your best and it just
wasn't good enough. Yeah. That's some real shit because
it won't your night.
It wasn't, and that's what I said. Nobody has to tell me when I do good, and nobody has to tell me when I do bad. It feels good when somebody says, "Oh my God, an amazing show there," but you don't have to tell me too. Be like, "Yo, Joe, My people hated you, my nigga.
Yo,
As they should, because I wasn't. But
This nigga crazy.
that is some extra news.
But you just know. But I just want to throw that. That's just some other stuff that was going on with Jay-Z. And even the stuff we go on with like Bill Cosby. Just what's going on in like society. Right. We hate you, we love you, then we hate you again.
Wrap it up, man.
Yeah. I mean, we still got.
So I'm gonna say this as you wrap it up. I think it's important to always remember that you should always have your own personal process. You know what I'm saying, for processing anything. You know what I'm saying, and then you got to have your own way of handling whatever information that is. Some people meditate. Like, you got to have a process offline. Like, offline, you got to know who you are and what you're about in spite of what people online are saying, anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people meditate. Some people got therapists. Some people do different things that they do to be able to keep themselves in a good headspace.
I drink.
And to only focus on the things they need to focus on.
I'm trying to calm down on that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but no, that's
But yeah.
That's me personally.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I like to drink a little and party. That's like my
prayer works.
prayer too. The other P, prayer.
Yoga,
prayer definitely.
hypnosis.
My thing is I like to get myself away from everything and just take a deep breath and be like, it's only one day. I remember I was on a tour one time with Dr. Foods. We was on tour with Mama D, and I had went out. And I didn't feel like it was my best. And he said, Benny, I'm gonna tell you something. Look out there. There's a bunch of people, sold out show. And I was like, man, he said, ain't enough people out there right now to tell me or you we ain't funny. It's just not enough. It's just not enough. He said, I don't care if it's 20,000 people out there. He said, I don't care if you bombed at Madison Square Garden. But think about it. You played he said you had to be somewhere for you to even get the opportunity to play at Madison Square Garden. In that, never forget who you are. You know what I'm saying? Whether you do good, bad, or ugly, through the good, bad, and ugly, you yourself brought you here to this point, and that's why you're here.
If ain't nobody criticizing you, it's because you ain't doing shit.
If you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping.
I don't want to say haters, but I'm just saying if nobody's critiquing, I don't want to say haters. If nobody has an opinion about anything that you're doing, it's because you ain't doing shit. And that's my final thought.
Any closing? Anybody got any closing words?
My final thought is 2 words to take with you for the listeners and for you, Benny. It seems like you're struggling with this today. Two words I'm going to prescribe to you.
Yes, Pastor William.
2 words I'm going to prescribe. These are medicinal words.
Okay.
These are medicinal words. It'll change your life. The mere fact that you say it, it'll change your mindset. It'll change everything.
Okay.
All right? Fuck it. Like, straight up.
That's true.
Fuck it. Like anything you think about is just weighing on you, like, just fuck it. You know what I'm saying?
I hope you didn't think. I'm not talking about this because this happened with you. Actually, the Jay-Z incident inspired this for me. When I've been watching, I'm a Jay-Z fan. And when I see this man getting all his backlash, I'm like, this man is trying to sit at the seat to make a change. And instead of just sitting back and let's at least let the man fuck up. Then we can say, oh, man, what did Jay-Z do? The man sat at the seat to make a change. You have to sit at that table.
You can't infiltrate nothing from the outside.
From the outside. Jesus let hoes wash his feet. Oh, that was dumb.
I don't know how that factors into this, but Jarreau, and we're on you.
We just gonna wrap it up, and we'll see y'all on the next episode. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
Everybody say their Instagram. Oh, it's already up. Fuck it. We out. Bye.
Apologetic out this
Bye. We ain't saying sorry, nigga.
We ain't saying sorry. I ain't sorry. Word to Hove's wife. I ain't sorry. Hell no.